Robert Mueller, the special counsel, fired Peter Strzok from his investigation into whether there was collusion between Donald Trump and the Russians because of these text messages. Yet Strzok says it's not because they were biased, it's just because they gave the perception of bias. I cannot believe that he would sit before the American people and actually pretend that that's real.
It's amazing to me. And you know, he said an attack on him worsens, and I quote, "our enemy's campaign to tear America apart." Oh, so you mean like initiating an investigation that's based on a dossier, again I quote, that used as sources, 1, quote, "a former top-level Russian intelligence officer still active inside the Kremlin." 2, quote, "a former senior Russian foreign ministry figure." 3, quote, "a senior Russian financial official," quote, and 4, quote, "a senior Kremlin officer." He's not concerned about the campaign to tear America apart. He's concerned that we caught him running it.
Right, and it should concern us all that the number 2 or the former number 2 counterintelligence agent at the FBI doesn't consider this bias. You have to ask yourself, well, if he doesn't consider this bias, if he has a different definition for the word or the action of bias than every other American in our country, where else does his definition of justice, of right and of wrong, differ than our definition of right and wrong and justice? And how else has that impacted us, the FBI in our country? Because this is bias, make no mistake.
Well, I think that's a critical point that you make, Liz. I think that this is the real problem that Americans have, the Americans who are independent and conservative have with what's going on. The Democrats are showing they don't mind partisan law enforcement, because that's what's going on here. We saw over and over again that this Justice Department and this FBI refused to prosecute when obvious lawbreaking was taking place. We saw it again and again and again during the Obama administration. But we also saw that they are happy to take the same exact crimes and prosecute them against Republicans. That's what's happening. So it's clear that they don't think that this is bias, because the truth is that what they're doing, if they don't think that they're biased, what they're doing would be anathema. It's anathema to America. It's anathema to the actual rule of law. They are partisan. They are prosecuting people on a partisan basis, and that is the beginning of tyranny.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.